What is going on, you guys? Steve with the video for you today. So today we're gonna be doing a hobby talk video. I know it's been a few months since my last video, but that's just how it goes, guys. Right when I think I'm gonna be getting into a groove of making videos and committing to YouTube, stuff just happens. But I don't know. We'll get into more of that later. First, I want to give two channel shout outs today. I want to give the first one to Greg over at Tiger727, and the other one over at D's Collection, Andy, with his channel. Let's talk about these channels. The first one I'll talk about is Greg over at Tiger727. Greg is he's a huge Detroit Tigers fan, almost like a diehard type fan, I'd consider him. And he also likes the Green Bay Packers. And collecting wise, he collects all that, and he also collects NASCAR, and also he does the 1991 Topps Desert Shield cards, which is a really cool set. It has the 1991 photographs on it with the little Desert Shield emblem in the top corner, and also he is, I think it's Bowman. He is putting together Bowman sets for baseball. So yeah, it's I think he just kind of does a little bit of everything, which is right up my alley, as you guys know, with how I collect. Let's go over to Andy over at D's Collection. So Andy, he's a big St. Louis Cardinals fan, which it's, to me, that shows. I'm a Chicago Cubs fan. He's a St. Louis Cardinals fan. Just shows that rivalry, people can get along. I get a kick out of people that come onto YouTube and they see the Cubs as the enemy or the Cardinals as the enemy, and it's all for fun, guys. We're not playing the game, so who honestly really cares? I respect and cheer for the Cardinals just as much as I do any other team. A big Indianapolis Colts fan. I don't remember if I said that or not. And in the NFL, and it's one thing I really like with what Andy has opened himself up to, which is something this community has been doing, is he has been kind of slowly adding modern day, especially NFL cards for the Colts into his collection, which is really neat to see. And one thing also that I really like what he does is he's been slowly inserting, he collects vinyls, albums, and he's been inserting those into his videos. I know he says he's on a small hiatus for making content, which I completely understand. But I hope to see him back making videos sooner rather than later. Now, it's giving these two guys shout outs kind of leads to my discussion of the hobby talk today. And that is, making friends within this community. These two guys have been incredible to me. I believe Greg started up kind of, I want to say it's like a group type text with us a few years back. And, almost every single day goes by, doesn't go by where, somebody's saying something, whether it's one or two text messages, or sometimes all three of us can interact within an hour. And, that's really what this YouTube sports card community should be all about. Since, it shouldn't be about becoming YouTube famous, being the next big influencer, et cetera, stuff like that. It's about the friendships that we formed. And I think every so often you see channels kind of lose that vision in way. But yeah, these two guys keep it real. And, there's so many more out there that I'm not mentioning. It's the friendship is what this is all about. I just kind of want to focus on these two guys because, with me taking my hiatus, they've, they stay in contact almost every day with me to check up on me. And, it's sometimes we'll talk a little personal life, or, share some cards we picked up, or ask for advice. It's really great. And it's, I hope everybody, they find their people that they interact and talk with. And, I'm always open to, especially new guys coming into the community. I always open up my door and say, hey, if you ever want to interact, sometimes that leads to just chit chatting, which leads to friendships and all that good stuff. Yeah, it's should be what this is all about. And I don't know. Let's get into some sports here. I want to give a quick mention to my Nebraska Cornhuskers. The women's softball team made the Women's College World Series, and I believe they won one game and then lost two, so they were out of the Women's College World Series. And let's see, the Nebraska men's baseball team, they hosted a regional in the tournament and got knocked out fairly early by the Ole Miss Rebels, so their season's done in baseball. I was hoping to see them make the men's World Series here in Omaha, but it's just not going to work like that. It's tough to make it anyways. My Chicago Cubs in baseball, they're playing average baseball, as they do almost every year. I don't know, it's still fairly early. Maybe they can make a playoff run. I don't personally see it, but you never know. And my guy Bryce Harper, man, he was playing overall pretty decent. I don't know. Hopefully he can up his stats a little bit more and make an all-star appearance this year. We'll see what happens with him. I know the Phillies started off terrible, as did Harper, but it seems like he's kind of kicking it along as the season goes by. And let's get into some cards here. So let's start with some hockey. Here we got the 1968, 1969 Topps Dave Keon, Hockey Hall of Famer, and he's always considered a top 100 player of all time. And he's currently alive at 86 years old, so that's really neat, and really like these cards here. Let's get into some a little bit more of a modern type of look. Here's the 1994-1995 Bowman's Best of Brian Rolston. New Jersey Devils, kind of, man, I'm getting the glare bad today, ain't I, guys? Fan favorite for the Devils for quite a while. And here is his, I think this is the 1997-1998 Upper Deck Smooth Grooves of Brian Rolston. Yeah, man, I just can't kick that glare there just a little better. Let's move on to, here we got the 1993 Power in the Key Fleer Ultra card of Michael Jordan. Really love these Power in the Key cards. Some of my favorite insert sets of basketball. Love some Jordan. And we also got the 1995 Flair, I believe this is called the Hardwood Leaders, I believe. Man, I'm just fighting this glare. Sorry, guys. It's real bad. Maybe if I go over here a little bit more. So, yeah, there's a Jordan. Next we got, that looks a little bit better. This is the 1972 Topps Wilt Chamberlain. Really nice card of his. One of the all-time greats. Basketball Hall of Famer. Next, we're going to move into some football. This is the 1955 Bowman card of Tom Landry. As you guys know, a legendary Cowboys coach, and he also had a great playing career as well. Football Hall of Famer. So that's a nice looking card of Landry. Next, we're going to go into, I'm not going to go into too much depth of the cards, but this is like a Fleer Metal of Sean Springs. Sean Springs, he was a shutdown, a great corner back in the 90s and early 2000s. So there's a little more Sean Springs. Let's show a few more. Got quite a bit of his cards. It's a neat looking picture. It's like an Upper Deck 3. Here's like a Upper Deck Black Diamond of Sean Springs. So yeah, there is his cards. Staying some football. Here is, what year is this? I think this is, I want to say the 2018 Donruss Raider rookie of Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield, just kind of a fun player to watch. He's really come a long ways in my opinion. And we'll show the 1994. This is the Fleer Ultra second year standout card of Drew Bledsoe. Like the fireworks going on in the background of that card. I'm a huge Bledsoe fan. Tap into some NASCAR as well. This is the 1992 Pro Set rookie card of Jeff Gordon. Gordon led the Rainbow Warriors. He had those really bright and fun rainbow colors, as you can see on this Action Pact. I believe this is the 1994 Action Pact of Jeff Gordon. Kissing that trophy there. Really neat looking card of Gordon. NASCAR legend. We'll show a little bit of Chase Elliott. Bill Elliott's son is racing. So yeah, there's some Chase Elliott. This kind of looks like a Diamond Kings, but it's called Race Kings. So appreciate you guys watching. Go check out Greg over at Tiger727 and Andy's D's collection. Link to their channels in my description. Feels good to be back, and thanks again, guys, and take care.